everybody, it's Lisa coming to you from Tinker Creek Designs. I hope you all are having a great day. I thought I would pop on and show you a easy craft that I think you could use for a lot of different things. This particular craft I am making for a very special lady, my sweet mother-in-law. I know that a lot of times people can't say that about their mothers-in-law, but I actually have a really kind, sweet mother-in-law. And my husband and I will be married 30 years on Tuesday, and we dated for 2 years before we got married. And so for 32 years, this sweet lady has been nothing but kind to me. She's welcomed me into her family, and I think she has exemplified what a Christian mother is and should be. So I am thankful for my mother-in-law, and I want to do something a little special for her because she's not been feeling great. She had to go to the hospital the other day, and none of us can go in and see her when she was in the hospital. Thankfully, she's out and back home, so we want to take her a little, I thought we could take her a little something just to show her she's been on our minds. And so this is a little blessing box. She's been a blessing to us. This is a blessing we hope to bless her with. So I was in the dollar store on Saturday, and I found one of their little paper mache boxes. Just had the little lid, a little, the little brown box. I have used some acrylic paint. This one is called just Baby Blue. And then, of course, I always look for places to use this enchanted shimmer because it has a glimmer, kind of glistening in it. And so when you put that over the top, it gets glittery, and I just love that. So I've painted the box. I painted it inside and out, painted the bottom. It has dried. Then while I was in the dollar store, this is what prompted me to do this craft. I saw these stickers, and it came a package of, let's see, it was a 9-piece sticker collection. So I got this also in the Dollar Tree, and these were stickers that came with it, but there were butterflies, and my mother-in-law loves butterflies, so there's another one. And this particular butterfly has a little bit of blue around the edge, and I thought my mother-in-law would really like that. So, painted the box. That box has a little seam on the back of it. I don't know if you can see the seam so well, but that will be the back of my box. So, across from that on the front, I am going to decoupage that little butterfly on there for my mother-in-law. And it has a sticky back, but I think if I put Mod Podge on it, and I put a little bit here in my tray, I think it will make that stick just so much better, and I won't have to worry about the edges coming up. So I'm putting it across from that seam. I want to put it center. So I've put a generous amount of the Mod Podge. Just going to hold that in place for just a second. I'm going to slide it down a little bit because I want the rim of I don't want the rim of my lid to cover up my butterfly. So I'm going to put that there, and I want it to stick. And I'm just going to make sure I get a nice generous portion of that down. Sometimes I'll take the edge of my paintbrush just to push it a little more, make sure it really sticks nicely, and then I can put my coat over the top of that. Sometimes, when you have thicker things and you're working on a curved surface like I am here, it can take a minute for that to stick, but I believe we can get that down. And I want to make sure I put the Mod Podge over the top really well, and I want to get this side to stick too, so I'm going to hold that for just a second. But my mother-in-law, like I said, I've known her for like 32 years, and in 32 years, and this is the truth, I have never heard her say an ugly word about anyone. I wish I could say that I've never said an ugly word about anyone. I wish I could say that for 32 years I've never said anything ugly about anyone. I know that I have. And so my mother-in-law has inspired me. She's taught me so many things. I look up to her. I admire her. I think she is just a kind, sweet soul. And I hate that she's not been feeling well. She has diabetes and she has some blood pressure issues, and now she is also, she has dementia. And so that makes her sometimes not recall everything as well as she used to. Um, but I'm thankful that I can still recall, and I recall how kind she was, what a kind soul she's always been. I'm just putting a coat of that Mod Podge kind of all around my little box here because it'll help ensure that the box is nice and shiny when it dries, and I want it to be pretty for my mother-in-law. So I'm just putting this extra coat here. And I just mainly want to give you the idea for this. I'm calling it a blessing box because when it's all nice and dry, I'm going to be able to put the lid on it. And this is what we have done. We cut out a little bit of cardstock and slide that over. Put one of those stickers on the top. I'm going to show you how we're going to finish that off in just a minute. It has one coat of the Mod Podge on there, and then I poked 2 holes with a larger embroidery needle at the bottom of that, and that's to affix a bow that we've made. We cut out some little pieces of cardstock, just kind of small like this, and my boys and my husband been able to write notes to my mother-in-law. This is one that I wrote, and it just says, "Dorothy, I'm praying you feel much better very soon." And then I just put a little heart because she's used to me putting hearts, or I always put smileys, and she would know that's from me. And then after we put these notes, we are just rolling them up. And while also at the dollar store, I purchased 500 of these little clear rubber bands. They're very small, they just kind of fit on your finger, but I'm using those to hold this little card stock together. So I rolled up my little message that I hope is a blessing for my mother-in-law, and I found this ribbon. It was also in the dollar store. I found some brown that I purchased and some of this pink, so we made a bow of that. But I love this little ribbon. I think I got this one in Hobby Lobby. But anyway, it's just a little green ribbon, and I cut just a small piece, and I was using that to just tie around the little note that I wrote to my mother-in-law. And I'm not a great bow tyer at all, but that little rubber band is helping a lot, and so I'm just tying it, and I'm actually just tying it in a knot like that, and then I'm going to trim off the edges so that it just hangs down just a little bit. And so then it's just a sweet little message. It's rolled up in the little ribbon around it. In the box, remember I painted it on the inside. I got just a little of this polyfill. I'm going to put that in the very bottom, and then I'm going to take all of the messages and just kind of put them in the polyfill so that they can rest in there. I've got a bunch more. I'm just going to tie my little ribbons, and when they're all tied, we'll have all these little messages from her grandsons, her son, from me, and she'll be able to pick those out of this little box, and she will be able, hopefully, to be blessed by them. She can read them multiple times. She can go back and reread them. When everything's all dry, this lid will fit on here nicely, I think. It'll be a cute little blessing box, and I did make a small bow, and I used some of that same green ribbon, and I've let that kind of hang down a little bit. Those holes that I punched, I am going to punch that ribbon through the holes, and I think that I'll be able to grab it from the other side once I poke that in there, and then that will allow me to tie that ribbon on, that little bow on that we made, tie it securely. It won't come off anymore or at all. So I'm just poking those little ends of the green ribbon through the holes, and I can pull it out on the other side. So just get that through so that I can grab it. And then those two holes side by side, it's kind of like tying a shoe. You can either tie a little bow. I'm just going to tie a little knot, and then I'm going to trim off the edges of the bow like I did when I was making my little blessing rolls. And that little knot's back there. And that's just allowing me to affix this cute little ribbon. And I'll put that on my box like so. And so when my mother-in-law gets this, she will have a sweet little blessing box with a pretty little bow, and she'll have her cute little butterfly that she likes so much. And she's always been a gardener, so I also chose a little flower sticker to affix to the top. But when she opens it, I think she will be able to see all of these little blessings, and she'll be able to open one at a time, and she'll be able to read them, and she'll be able to store them in her box. And when we come back and we visit her, we can add more blessings. I think this would be something that would be nice to do in a youth group, and have someone do this for like pastor appreciation, or you know, if you're looking for something to do for your pastor's wife, you could talk about what a blessing she has been. Really anybody, anytime you're wanting to give someone a little bit of encouragement, it's just a quick, simple idea. I hope that you will like this. I hope that you might try it. It's very inexpensive. I mean, honestly, the box was $1. I put $2 into the ribbon and $1 into the stickers. I had some paints at my house, so that was not bad at all, and I was just about to put more glasses on my head, so what about that? I shouldn't have more than one pair with me. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about a new craft that maybe you could try. Again, I'm Lisa with Tinker Creek Designs. If you like this, feel free to sprinkle, to share. I don't know all the terminology, but I love you to forward my video, and I hope you'll like my video. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.